Welcome to writer and director Andrew Heckler.
Thank you very much, and thank you to Sundance Institute for having us. It's been one heck of a week, and it feels much more like a family than a festival, so thank you very much. I can tell you, this is like a dream for me. I mean, I started this journey a long time ago. I was single, I was living in New York, I had long brown hair. And now I'm living in LA, I'm married, I have 3 kids. And I have a lot of gray. But I first heard the story of Mike Burden, Judy Harbison Burden, and the Reverend David Kennedy over 20 years ago. And it moved me so much that I actually went down to Lawrence, South Carolina, and I spent over a month with these people. And I got to know them, and I got to feel them, and I got to witness their tears, and their laughter, and their hatred, and their love. And I went back, and I knew that this was a story that I had to tell. And I wrote the first draft of this script in 1998. So, it's been a long journey. And I would like to thank all of my incredible actors who literally jumped into the deep end of the pool with me and swam and swam and swam. They created characters that were so real that like, a lot of times I thought I was watching the actual people. And this movie is nothing without them. But to point out a couple, Garrett Hedlund, wherever you are. You were first on the call sheet every day and the last one to leave every night. You are a uniquely talented man. You are my brother. You were a dream for me as a first-time director, or an anytime director. I always want to work with you. Thank you. The equally amazing Andrea Riseborough. Who literally became, where are you? Literally became Judy Burden, and a true amazing artist. And Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker, who is so giving, so graceful, and I mean graceful. Thank you so much. Forrest was attached to this movie in 2006 as the anchor. In 2016 to be with us. And for the rest of the amazing and talented cast, Austin Hebert, Crystal Fox, Gregory, Hendricks, my little man Taylor Gregory, Tom Wilkinson couldn't be here tonight, and of course my tribe, Usher, Raymond. To all the crew, and I'm not going to make this much longer, but to all the crew, Jeremy and Annette who are here tonight, who never watched the clock and gave it their all, I really appreciate everything. You guys are the true movie stars. I couldn't have done anything without you. I'd like to acknowledge my friend Kristen Ellingson, who was there from first draft to first screening tonight. Thank you. And I'd be nothing if I didn't mention my wife. After 20 years, this woman stood by me through ups and through downs. And trust me, there were many ups and many downs, and many ups and many downs, and many ups and many downs. Thank you so much for standing by me, your unconditional support, your unconditional love, for taking care of the babies, during Burden, and more. And for this movie, for this film, I also had another wife. And I can tell you, Robbie Brenner, my partner, my producer, my friend. When everybody jumped off this movie in 2005 and I was the only one left standing, Robbie jumped in, and she grabbed the reins and kept riding this horse and riding this horse to the finish line. You are a warrior for meaningful stories. You are a rare and unique and special person. And I can tell you this, this movie is nothing without you. It doesn't happen without you. It doesn't exist without you. I love you. This is the story of Mike Burden, Judy Harbison Burden, and Reverend David Kennedy, and all the people around them that did something really courageous and really heroic for a moment in time. And I'm just going to give you guys one quote, and it's, "You cannot turn an enemy into a friend with hatred. You can only turn an enemy into a friend with love." I am privileged to tell their story, Mrs. Burden. I would like to call up the cast now. Garrett Hedlund. Andrea Riseborough. Whitaker. Raymond. Crystal Fox. Again, Anette Cseri, Gregory, Tess Hebert, and from the crew, during the Rouse, Anette Cseri, Robbie, Brenner.
Heard of the story?
Yeah, I mean, I was given a tool back in 1994 called, it was on the World Wide Web, which I had no idea what it was, but it was called a web crawler, and it got local stories from local papers. And so I read an article in 1996, and the blurb that I saw on the web crawler was, Klansman opens a redneck shop and KKK museum in a small southern town. So I thought, wow, that's insane for 1996. I put it aside. About a year later, I saw another article and it said, Klansman sells redneck shop and KKK museum to African American Baptist ministry. And I looked at that and I went, and I called the Reverend Kennedy and I said, could I come on down? And I drove down to South Carolina and spent a lot of time down there between that trip, getting to know the church, and then I called Klan shop and said I was a white supremacist from Colorado and I was going to Hilton Head for the summer and could I stop through. So I spent some time with them as well, and just sort of met these people and got to know them.
And you're telling a story about something difficult, but with a lot of optimism about human nature. Is that something you thought about when you were making the film?
You know, I think it's something that I thought about from the second I saw the story. It was just so unbelievable to me that it could happen, that someone who's so extreme, someone who I had imagined to be so hateful, could be taken in by a man with such love and such grace. And then the more I got to know the story, the more I got to know Mike Burden, the more I could see that, we're all looking for family. And it's really easy to find a family built on hatred. And I happen to believe that it's somewhat easier to hate than it is to love, because all you do is point your finger at other people. I'm better than you, and I'm better than you. And when you go to a family that's built around love, it's more challenging, but it's obviously more fulfilling. And that was the story. So, yeah, it's a tough but optimistic story about love and hope and change.